Join us for Nadia's Time to Eat, coming soon to BBC Two and BBC iPlayer.
Later than billed, we're celebrating all things pie now here on BBC One Wales, whether it's Cornish, cheese or pumpkin. You well and truly have my attention.
It's a town so British, you can taste it.
There's fish and chips, and there's bolty this, and chicken tikka that, and very nice it is too. But the pie is just so stoically British.
Every year, the best butchers and bakers come to Leicestershire for the British Pie Awards. Beneath the bunting, the market town of Melton Mowbray is braced for a battle royale.
This is the one that everybody wants to win.
This is the Supreme Champion Cup.
The knives are out.
It was a disgrace. It felt like a child had made it.
Tongues are tingling.
Bland.
And the vegans are coming to add some spice.
I hands it over and he goes, "That's not the sort of place you'd expect to find a vegan, is it?"
Can they beat the meat eaters at their own game?
The sauce was absolutely
the flavour profile of that blew you away.
Who are they going to choose as Supreme Champion? Electing a Pope has nothing on this.
The pastry lid is about to be lifted on those who lead a life of pie. It's the week before Christmas in Melton Mowbray, and the tills are ringing.
Now, I thought you said you didn't want pork pie.
The town's pork pies are famous, and right now, they're flying off the shelves.
The week leading up to Christmas, we will sell between 30 or 40,000.
It's busy out front, but in the kitchen, there are some things you just can't rush. They've been making pork pies like this in Melton for over 200 years.
So just tempering the pastry, using the cutting parts of my hands, the fingertips and the palms, to raise the pastry up the sides of the dolly.
Pork pies aren't just for Christmas. At the oldest pie shop in town, each one is a history lesson.
Have you many demos to do today?
Yeah, I've got a demonstration for a coach tour coming in for about 10:30, because people do come in and want the history of the pie.
In our shop, 30% of our customers are visitors, and that's around 4,000 people a week. 30% have come here because we're a tourist attraction. When in Melton, you can't be rude not to go home without a pork pie.
Stephen Hallam's shop won the top prize at the Pie Awards 2 years ago. Locals know him as Mr. Pork Pie, and he now helps organise the competition. If anyone knows the recipe for success, it's him.
We need the pork to be just so. This is all in the raw materials. This is looking good, Shane. Could this be the one?
This probably could be, you never know.
Could this be the winner? It's looking very even. It's a super accolade, or badge if you like, to be able to tell the world, or your customers, other pie makers, that, hey, you know, we made it. This is the one. Why haven't you tried it? Because you really, really should.
Bragging rights for the Pie of Pies pits region against region, butcher against baker.
My motto outside of my van is never trust a skinny butcher, so I think I'll leave it at that.
For our Derbyshire butcher, Tom Deakin, trust is everything. Customers travel from all over the country to buy his award-winning pies.
Yeah, you've got to show off a bit when you can take an award against them big boys.
For Tom and his team, the perfect pie is all about the filling.
Chunky lamb,
mush pea, gravy and mint sauce.
Everybody puts the best of the very best they can put in them pies to win it, and for us to come anywhere with a gold or a silver, it's a big achievement for a little shop like ourselves. What can we get you, my ducky?
10 plain thick pork sausages.
This butcher's shop may be small, but it takes a lot of feeding, which leads us to Tom's other job. The meat in his pies comes from the family farm.
This is our Eli, he's 6. Our Ralph is 7. This is our Benjamin here, he's 13. Our Rose is 20.
It's Valentine's Day, and the Deacons have an important job to do for the competition, which is just 3 weeks away.
Sheep to pie, sheep to pie. Now we've got the next choice, which one we're going to put in them.
Choosing the best lamb for his competition pie requires hands-on experience.
Well, you're putting your hand on its back here to see if you can feel the meat and flesh and not backbone, because if it's not, or if it's too lean, it's not fit enough for the job we want to do.
There's plenty to do around the farm, and the family is involved at every stage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's called a team, and I couldn't do it without them. It means a lot, doesn't it? Because you've come from a family that's built up from nothing to what we are today, which it's being proud in it. 3 there for definite.
Rosie manages the flock with her dad, and she's giving him a run for his money.
I think Dad goes for bigger sheep that are longer. He says he gets more chops out of them.
Today has been about choosing the best lamb for the Pie Awards. And there's a split decision.
So we've got one of Rose's and one of mine. I think she's just done that to keep peace. That's it. Right, well, we'll run these onto the trailer then and take them back to the farm to tag them up.
The countdown to the British Pie Awards has begun, and bakers across the land have their hands full. None more so than Zainab Bilal.
I'm a mum to 5 children. I am a secondary science school teacher. If life wasn't busy enough, I have opened my own business making pies.
Zainab's baking ambitions were born at home in Blackburn.
I know you can in a moment, sweetheart. You get your rolling pin out.
A couple of years ago, I just, as you do, had a bad day at work, come home and made this pie, and I was really proud of what I'd made, because it was like me time doing my cooking. And I took a picture of it and put it out on social media, and somebody got back within a couple of seconds, literally, asking where they could buy the pie and how much it was. I think that was the moment I kind of thought I could turn something I do for fun or to feed my kids into a business.
So you could enjoy this like with rice or chapati, but we're going to put it into a pie.
It looks big.
Mine looks big and yours looks small.
Yeah, because I'm a baby.
Her children have inspired many of her pies and love making their own.
It's like family time is making pies. It's a team effort in it.
She has to make a special, different meal every day. She just adds her own quirkiness.
By investing her savings in a new pie factory a few streets away, Zainab wants to put Blackburn on the map at the Pie Awards this year.
We're full of culture and diversity in this town, and it can be celebrated through our pies that we produce here.
So what's it like to win the Pie Awards' biggest prize?
Melton Mowbray Pork Pie Association Supreme Champion, and we're coming back for it this year.
Last year, Turners brought the Supreme Champion Cup home to Bognor Regis on the south coast. At the awards, it's known as the Pie of Pies, and theirs was judged to be practically perfect.
This pie got 99 out of 100 and we were ecstatic and we were jumping around like we was at a football match, you know, it was really great.
It's just like me winning the FA Cup at Wembley. It was unbelievable. Cabinets are looking nice. You all right, Lucy?
Pip and his sons set the benchmark, but have another family member to thank for their winning recipe.
My mother, Eva Turner, who was born in 1909, with her husband Peter Turner, took the Commercial Hotel in Bognor Regis, and always on the menu was Mother's homemade steak and kidney pie.
Pip and his wife Margaret used Eva's recipe to open their own pie shop in the 80s.
Our pies have been sold in Harrods for a number of years, and my mother would have been extremely proud of that.
His sons have moved things on, adding another 3 shops.
I'd like to sit here and tell you, look, there's a magical chef and a magical ingredient, and we're hiring the world's best chefs. We don't. We're regular people making regular pies, just how Eva Turner made them in the 1930s.
The Pie Kings remain humble, but they're the ones to beat this year. With her new pie factory up and running in Blackburn, Zainab's in a funny mood.
Have you heard this joke, girls? Nadia, why did the pie cross the road? Because it was meeting a potato. Welcome to my magical world of pies.
They have a big order to bake and competition entries to perfect before judging next week.
So we've got proper Lancashire cheese and onion filling. All right, you've got a lid on there. You press this lever down, like a really simple method, and you get this perfect pie.
It's been a big investment and a big step up from cooking at home. But for Zainab, this is just the start.
I'm not going to stop now until everyone in the UK is eating these pies and beyond. Pie power! Ta-da! Like a puff of air, and they're done. And look at those beauties.
With warm, fuzzy thoughts of home cooking in Blackburn, Zainab works alone on her competition pies for Melton.
What are you doing? No, you can't see this. This is top secret, this. Sometimes I'll just be eating something and I'll think that would go really well in a pie. It's a pie life, isn't it? It's like a high life, a pie life. Right, so we're all done. Just gonna wait for this to cool down and then I'll see you guys at Melton.
The first week in March is British Pie Week, and the Pie Awards is the centrepiece. In Bognor, the Turners are rising to the occasion.
It's a big competition and we're going up against thousands of people. It's challenging, we're always trying our hardest to improve.
OK, Class 5, steak and Stilton.
Head pie maker Dan is focused on one thing, making the Pie Awards' first back-to-back Supreme Champion.
Obviously, we want to win the British Pie Awards. We're extremely competitive. You know, we're not going there to take part, we are going there to win.
Signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered, Turner's Pies will be weighed in with the competition in Melton tomorrow.
That's table 1.
On day 1 of Pie Week, Stephen's organising operations at St Mary's.
So I'm sort of going along to make sure we're allocating the right number of tables to the appropriate classes.
With 1,000 pies arriving in the morning, table settings are crucial. With the bunting up, Pie Awards chairman Matthew O'Callaghan is polishing the prizes.
This is the Supreme Champion, the big one. This is the Pie of Pies. This is what everybody wants to win.
He can practically taste the winner already.
It's got to look good. It's got to be a full-filled pie. And then it's got to have a smell on it. That aroma coming out which says, are you ready for me? Are you ready for me? And then It's that bite. It's got a bit of crunch to it, got a bit of texture, it's got a bit of something, so your teeth get to work on it until you've got a whole eating experience. And when you finish the pie, you think, that was something, that was memorable. That's what wins this.
The runners and riders will soon be on their way. Some will fall at the first hurdle. Today is the first big test for almost 200 hopeful pie makers. Before they can be judged tomorrow, each entry must get past the check-in.
Morning.
Award-winning pies?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Supreme champion again?
Hopefully, yeah.
You'll be the first to ever win the championship twice in a row if you do.
No pressure then. First up for Phil is a new category for everyone, the vegan class.
Nicely wrapped.
Every pastry parcel must meet the competition's exacting standards. There's a crack in the lid, but it's what's on the inside that matters. Matthew must also check it's been chilled safely, below 8 degrees.
That's 11.2.
If the temperature gauge is right, Phil's pie is too warm and will be disqualified.
It's the core temperature that really matters. Obviously, that's to make sure it's safe. And we have actually brought pies here before, not temperature controlled properly, and they've been disqualified. So you can understand why this period is a little bit stressful.
So Matthew has to probe deeper.
No, that's fine.
The inside temperature is okay, but as far as Phil's concerned, the cracked lid makes it a write-off. One non-starter for the champion, but his others have all made it through unscathed.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, they're all right.
Melton is filling up with pie makers from all over the country.
We've entered like a meat and potato. We've entered a pork, pistachio and apricot.
We've driven up from Liverpool today and we've entered 7 vegan pies. Fingers crossed we could be in with a good chance. Might even trick some meat eaters into thinking it's really chicken.
One corner of St Mary's is filling up fast. Every pie here has been disqualified.
You're going to give that to your dog when you take it out?
Apart from the fact it's overweight, which it would be disqualified on, it's also raw and the pie needs to be fully baked.
The rules are strict.
So what's wrong with this one then?
Well, our number one rule in the pie awards, and the first thing you see on the website is the fact that it has to be fully enclosed in pastry.
Yeah, of course.
And
there was a debate on that, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was debated in Parliament, and even
That's right.
even Parliament said that a pie is fully enclosed in pastry, and that if it doesn't have a lid, it's not a pie.
Tom's arrived from Derbyshire with his box of hopefuls.
When you book them in, has to go there. So put them on.
Nervous. Pressure's on. Pressure on, isn't it? That's a nice pack, that one, isn't it?
For our burly butcher, weight has been a problem.
Can't be above 600 grams. Well, our pies in shops above 600. So we've had to cut back to get them down, you see.
And he isn't alone. Ahead in the queue, Tom spotted a friend in trouble.
No, we're just checking his weight. He's a good friend of mine, this lad. Good friend. Competition, this one. I don't know about that much. Prime example, isn't it? Just that bit of weight difference. What you've got to do, Chris, take a bite out of it.
Yes,
Take a chunk out.
Even without the foil, that one's still 635.
What they got?
600. It's in the instructions, yeah,
right,
600.
Right, I'm not...
Oh, you're not doing well today?
No.
He's well over the weight limit, and there's worse to come.
If they've not got a lid, I'm afraid they're not allowed. You've got to have some that's under 600, and bring them down tomorrow and we'll still take them in for you.
It's been hard to watch the stuffing knocked out of his mate.
That's really disheartening for that kid. Well, he's butchered all his life, but he's got his own shop just literally this last 2 years, and he's getting into it in a big way. He's a really nice kid, and that's disheartening, that is, for him.
Tom's pies are on the scales next.
Spot on, all admitted.
Lucky, really, because that was 600 grams, that one. So it's anything over it would have been out, wouldn't it? Big pressure getting them down to weight. We'll have a cup of tea, I reckon. Settle down. Got a cake.
With the fridge full to bursting, local baker Shane Freeman better hurry. He's carrying the hopes of Melton's old pork pie shop.
Proof's in the pudding, or pie in this case.
Don't mention puddings, especially in front of the boss.
No pressure at all. He's had no involvement in it, to be fair. It's solely on us in the shop to pick and bake the pies that we've brought down today, so fingers crossed.
Or perhaps just say a little prayer. Judgment Day is tomorrow. The church is full and the scene is set.
Good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome you to the St Mary's Church, this wonderful venue.
Aprons are pressed and pallets are poised to crown a winner.
Oh gosh, in a few hours we'll know who the Supreme Champion is and who the class leaders are. Ah, it's great.
With a special prayer, pie-themed of course, Father Kevin gets judging underway.
Thank you for these wonderful pies. They really are a sight for sore eyes. Amen. Okay, judges, start coming on in.
Vegans are making a big noise about getting their own category for the first time. But do they really stand a chance?
It's that sort of curiosity as who's going to win. Is it going to be something traditional or is it going to be something completely off the wall? Are the vegans going to come through this year? This is really serious business.
Zainab sent her pies by courier from Blackburn yesterday. With husband Bilal, she's arrived at the church on time.
Actually, I feel like we're getting married. I was really excited, and now I'm actually here. I'm so petrified. I've never been inside, so I don't know what to expect.
There are pies galore, and Zainab wants to find her own creations.
I think that's my pie there. There's two of them. There's two of them though.
The judges themselves are kept in the dark about who baked which pie. Each pastry parcel is marked simply on its own merits.
A good ploughman's. Bit of ham, bit of charcoal, bit of pickle, bit of pork filling in there. Very, very tasty. Beautiful.
There's a lot to get through. First, the judges must pick the top 3 in each of the 23 categories. Only class winners can then compete for the Supreme Champion Cup.
Can I tell you what my judgment will be?
Yeah, go on.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah?
Now, this is the walk-by test for a customer coming by the shop. By the window.
An eye-catching pie scores points, but taste trumps everything.
Well, it promised everything. It really did. The look of it was tremendous. Somebody's put a lot of work in the artwork there. But unfortunately, the seasoning's wrong. What a pity.
As they plough through the pastry, there's been a lot to stomach.
We found a long hair in it, so it sort of put you off a little bit.
We found one outrageous pie. We thought it should have been disqualified. It was that bad. It felt like
disgrace.
It was a disgrace. We felt like a child had made it. And pastry was all soggy. It was quite a big pie. There was about 3 bits of chicken in the entire pie, so we weren't very happy with it.
By tea time, the judges have had their fill of almost 1,000 pies. But there can only be one Supreme Champion.
You say, that's a cracking pie for its class. And then you say, but is it a Supreme Champion? And you might think, oh, actually, no.
The head judge's decision must be unanimous, and they're down to 2 contenders.
The sauce was absolutely
The flavour profile of that
flavour.
blew you away.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
and it was really, really in contention for the winner, overall champion, until we turned it over.
10, underbaked.
A soggy bottom loses crucial marks and the trophy, but they have their hands on the winner.
That combination between a nice soft filling and the crusty pastry.
Only crumbs remain, and for now, only Matthew knows who's won Pie of Pies.
Wow, what a cracking winner. Well done them.
The secret will soon be out. The British Pie Awards is finishing with a flourish and a bit of a do. Everyone invited today can say their pies are amongst Britain's best. There are cups for each category, but only one carries the title Pie of Pies, the supreme champion.
You can tell it's the Pie Awards because you come into the middle of Melton and there's a sort of wafting smell of some of the best pies in the country. We're so lucky to be in Melton.
Has Phil's steak and mature cheddar pie done enough? We're about to find out.
The winner for Class 8 Beef and Cheese Pie, the class champion, Turner's Steak and Mature Cheddar Pie.
He's won Best in Class and is still in the running to win the whole competition. Hoping to join him, it's Zainab's turn to hold her breath.
And the winner for Class 11 for the Chicken Pie for 2019 is the Humble Chicken Brie and Cranberry Pie.
She's just missed out on a cup, but a top 3 finish is a worthy prize to take back to Blackburn.
Guess what? What? I got highly commended. Yeah. Yeah.
Mom, why you deserve it? What did you get?
I only got a certificate to show for it. I got one of the top 3 pies in the UK.
These pie makers have been through a lot together, and now they can celebrate. With all the cups handed out bar one, it's time to announce the best of the best.
And the Pie of Pies is John Thorner's curried sweet potato and butternut squash pie.
Richard, we've just won everything. We've just won the best pie in the UK.
It's a big shock. A vegan pie has won the British Pie Awards top prize. And to cap it all, it was baked by a butcher.
If they are allowed to enter it, they're allowed to win it. And that's what this award is about. It's about a celebration of all pies. What a cracking result. I'm so pleased. It just shows that pies are for everybody. Vegans, vegetarians. That's what really pleases me today.
We've got a really great team. We work hard all year round, and it's just nice to come up here, get a good pat on the back, and it feels really good.
When you get a little street butchers like this and the team we've got here, and we can take a gold award, that's a big achievement to us, to how we've built ourselves up.
This here celebrates culture and diversity through the iconic British pie. Fab!
If all that meat was too much for you and you fancy a change of perspective, head over to BBC iPlayer for Dirty Vegan and gorge yourself.
You will make the world a stronger, fairer, wiser place.
Our children would have the means to rise and claim parity with their richer fellows.
If your own country betrays you, to whom do you then owe loyalty?
The more that I